it's Hannah Conda, and welcome back to a brand new episode of What's Love's Got to Do with It. I'm so excited to be back with a brand new episode. I am rugged up, nice and cozy at home in my Parisian lesbian attire today. For those of you that aren't watching and you're just listening, I'm wearing a lovely leather jacket. Hope you can hear that. And by leather, I mean pleather. I don't want Peter to come and cancel me. I've got a little gay beret on and this lovely little lesbian pixie cut that I found in my drawer today that I'm obsessed with, and I feel quite spunky. I'm ready to interview the guts out of someone today, and the guts that I'll be rummaging through are none other than the guts of Lazy Susan, the winner of Drag Race Down Under Season 4, and this chat is one of the most unhinged, funniest chats I've ever had. I think I choke at one point. Honestly, Lazy Susan is an absolute mind to marvel. You just need to get on board the Lazy Susan train, everybody. She's absolutely incredible, and her drag, her creativity, all the things she does, just so wonderful. And she's just a bloody nice person as well. So I don't want to hold you up from not having Lazy Susan in your ear holes. So we're going to take a little break and we'll be back with Lazy Susan. Welcome back to What's Lost Got to Do with It. I can finally announce my beautiful guest for today's episode is none other than the winner of Drag Race Down Under Season 4. It's Lazy Susan!
Oh my God, I was trying not to show my man hands, but there you go. Hi!
I got my man hands too. At least you got a nail on.
A man hand starts with a good nail.
Doesn't it, Jazz? Put that on a t-shirt.
Now, Hannah, you said I can finally announce. I know that your fans, the losses, have been clamoring at the bit to know who this guest was going to be. And I'm
yeah.
so glad
It was after the break. We had a whole...
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, sorry, of course, the break.
Yeah, but if you want to make it more than what it is, feel free, Lazy.
That's it. You've got to make the moment where you can.
You really do, and fuck, you've made a moment of it. You look sensational, and I love that you're in the studio where you film. What is it? The kick-ons.
Oh, what's her little hobby?
Yeah, her little hobby show.
Yes, yeah. So many drag queens died in this room because it's actually an elevated shed, both in content and in state.
Well, so it's an upwards one.
You have to open a little trapdoor and go up like a ladder to get in here. So you have to imagine that every drag queen that's been on the last few seasons of Kick-Ons has done that.
Bitch.
Yeah, in stilettos, drunk. After having seen Drag Race Down Under, so you can imagine the state of mind.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that I don't know if people really actually have grasped about you, is that you have so many facets to what you do. And there's not just the drag queen Lazy Susan, there's the drag queen, there's the producer, you're creating all your content, you design all your merch, you do everything yourself, don't you?
Yeah, no, I do. I'm a bit of a control freak, but thankfully in this industry it pays to be. You get that, right?
Yeah.
You do everything yourself, hey?
Oh, not like you though. Like I'm fascinated by your mind, because it's like the talent that you have to create all these different characters in these worlds and stuff like that, and take them to full fruition on your own is just incredible.
Thank you so much, Miss Hannah. I was saying the other day, who was I talking to? It doesn't matter, but every girl that goes on the show of Drag Race comes back with a reputation that the fans greet them with. So for example, our sister, Miss Spanky Jackson, everyone comes up to her and is, I just want a hug and this is why mum died and da-da. And the thing that I get now post-show is like, I just want your brain. I just want to take your brain out of your head and eat it up.
And how do you feel about that?
That's good. If that's it, as long as people aren't telling me sob stories, I'm really happy.
I know, they get quite tiresome, to be honest.
I don't know, babe. You're looking for the wrong girl.
I keep getting, like, people come up and they go, my mum loves you.
What is it when they say, I'm here, but someone else I know likes you? It's my boyfriend's obsessed with you. And I'm like, is he here?
Where's he? Bring him in.
Could you do a little video for my friend Tara? It's her birthday today. I'm like, why didn't Tara come if she's that obsessed?
Why isn't she booking it on Cameo?
Come on. Is the cameo good?
Cameo's quite fun. I
Yeah.
quite enjoy it. It's just a nice little way to fill in time between gigs and stuff.
Just to fill the void.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
to
want
fill
a
the void.
moment's silence. What's the weirdest thing you've had to do?
I had one last week, which was quite interesting. I had to do, this guy gave me a setting, like, he gave me, no, he asked me to figure out a holiday, a drag sister from Drag Race would be in this holiday with me. And then I had to include a couple of different objects that would appear, and I had to create a story and tell him the story with all those things.
Is this a cameo or your therapist? And where are your parents in this? And how does your love life factor in?
Devoid.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been married for 8 years, babe, so it's all over.
That's
But
good.
yeah,
At least you got the cameos to talk
no,
to.
this is the thing, but I don't know what he's going to do with that story, but it was quite intense. I think the video was about 9 minutes long.
Oh my God. And how much was that $9 value for?
$15.
Hannah, what are you talking about? That's
Oh,
insane.
it's the summer sale. It's a summer
Oh,
sale.
because I do think it's such a political thing of like, how do you price it so you don't seem like an up yourself cunt, but also
Yeah.
so you're not like, oh, I've got to quickly get into drag for 15 bucks.
Yeah, no, I'm on the summer sale because they came through and they said, "Would you like to be included with our summer sale, 50% off?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" So,
Cameo said, can we undervalue you by 50%? And you're like, okay. Thanks.
you know why? Because I love supporting the arts.
Supporting the cameos, yes.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's fun. Are you considering doing it? Would you give it a
I
whirl?
am so torn because I do want to do it, but I also don't want to do it at all. I want to do it if I can be in like a well-lit area at all times in my life. And then at that point, I'm like, if I can't do that. Like I've been
Yeah.
in a gutter after a show in Bendigo with Gabriella Labucci and she's, oh God, what a long night. Hi, Teresa, happy birthday. Next.
That's
Like,
very much what it's like.
Jesus Christ. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Ugh." But I do love the idea of money for like what hopefully in a dream world could be like, hey kids. That's
Yeah, hey, it's Lazy Susan.
Hey.
What's your next goal now that you've done like Drag Race? What's your next
what are
step?
you gonna do with your
Yeah,
life?
what are you going to do with your life? What's happening?
That's it. I finished Drag Race and I was like, that'll do, pig. We're done.
That'll do.
And then I was also like, I don't want to do that again for a long time. I don't know how the fuck you got the muster up to do it again so quickly. That's
neither.
fucking crazy. I mean, not that I had a bad experience or anything. It's just a lot of
Yeah.
fucking work. Like and then the waiting between the show and the show coming out is so
Torture.
because you're like waking up in the middle of the night, being like, oh my God, I said that. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to keep that in?
Ah!
Oh no. Oh no. Should I
yeah.
call them and tell them that I told them that they're ugly?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I did that with 2 things on our season and I said it I was like, full transparency, girls, I did say this. Neither one of those things were in the edit and I was like,
Damn it.
fuck, sorry. But yeah, I'm in the midst, Miss Hannah, of trying to get a feature film made. So that's been like my goal since before I got on Drag Race. Like back in the day, I had quit my day job in advertising, working for the devil.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to give myself X amount of time, like Lady Gaga back in the day, to try and make it happen. And if I can't make it happen, then that's fine. I gave it a shot and I can just jump off the West Gate. And so then I was like, okay, I'm going to write my horror script. Like I wanted to write a horror film because I'd studied film and I was like, I want to do this. And so I started writing my horror film. And then at the same time, I got the call to go on Drag Race. And so it was all coalescing at the exact same moment where I'd sent the script off to a distributor and they had liked the script and were like, we'd like to write you like an expression of interest letter, which I didn't realize was like a thing that you really want to try and get funding. But then I got on Drag Race and was like, I'm just going to have to pause this for just a second, everyone. I'll be right back. I've got to go and do this 3 weeks in Auckland. And then I came back and we really hit the ground running and then have just been on the dick of trying to get this film made, which is a drag horror film type
It's so
thing.
exciting because I saw. So obviously, my sister Marina Summers was in Cannes,
Yes.
but I did not go unnoticed that you were there too.
I tell you what, so yeah, and then we went to the Cannes Film Festival. We were selected to go to Cannes, which I thought was pronounced Cannes, but then I got
Oh, is
there
it
and
not? Is it Cannes?
I thought I was telling off all these bogans being like, it's actually can, bitch. And then I got there and this French guy was like, it's can.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
and I was like, oh yeah, I've been saying it that whole, who said that?
Yeah,
It's in
who's
this,
lying?
and then I got there and I packed a few drag things because like there's potential to do a red carpet, which was obviously a dream. But then if you could pick any drag queen that could be there at the same time that you don't want to be like in immediate comparison with, because I was like, oh my God, drag queen at Cannes. This is my runway. This is my time. And then Marina's there looking like the most beautiful goddess you've ever seen. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Honestly, that's how I felt many times watching
She's
her walk a runway.
so divine. Just the most
So
beautiful human
unfair.
being.
But the thing that you have over her is that you actually had a stake in this. You had your film there, which is pretty fucking amazing.
It was pretty chic, and because the gay press had Gay Star News and whatever had published about it, they were like, Lazy Susan is premiering her film at Cannes, and I was like, that's not what's happening, but I'm so glad we go so under-researched in this field of gay news. So it made it sound a lot more impressive than Lazy Susan got into a pitching event at Cannes and then flew over to pitch her film that will one day exist.
Hey, babes, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Oh, people are like, oh yeah, amazing. We're going to see a film. And I'm like, when did I shoot a feature film? When?
In what time?
What?
Well, it's so exciting that it's in the motions and
It's really crazy. It's so
it's so
crazy.
impressive. Have you always had a passion for filmmaking?
That was my first love. I
Yeah.
like knew like when I was 12 years old, I was like to my parents, I want to be a director. That's what I want to do. And I was like rounding up all the kids in the neighborhood to make like a medieval film in the backyard kind of thing. And then I got older, did film school, came out of film school and was like, making a movie is so expensive and requires so many people. And I found that drag was like, you can get a lot more people to see your work and your ideas in a much shorter time span for less money in drag. Because the whole production of drag, it is like these little mini movies that go for 5 to 10 minutes and you're like taking a whole audience through something. So I was like, this is satisfying that itch for now. And then when I was like, I still want to do the film at some point, but finally the time had come.
It's a nice stepping stone, like the drag race thing
Yeah.
to then now elevate that. It's so incredible.
One of the crazy things that did happen in Cannes is that we were like trying to get to all these meetings with all these different film finance people and everything. And one of the meetings we got with this guy, he was like, oh, I do want to meet about the drag horror film. And then we went in, he's this like posh British man. Everyone in Australia wants to have a meeting with this guy. He's like the gateway to where the money is. And we sit down and I'm like, oh, so this is a film about a drag queen and she's the protagonist. And it's drawn like a bit from my life as a drag queen. I'm a drag queen. And he's like, I know who you are, Lazy Susan. I loved your season of Down Under. And I was like, are you kidding? What the fuck?
Yes.
I was like, oh, and I like was like looking around. And I was like, I can't believe that this guy, who's like the person that I want to speak to, is the one that knows. So it was crazy.
That is so fucking amazing. I loved it. Like it's the most unexpected ones as well. They will always have some. They will always find their way into being a fan of Drag Race.
And it's usually British people because it's on the BBC there instead of, like some of the American girls, like they haven't seen it because it's not like on MTV or anything. It's like on the WOW platform. But like when I went to the UK, they were like, oh my God, it's Lazy Susan.
Very correct. I loved your accent.
Oh, thank
Very good at
you.
accents.
I'm
Where did you
so
learn
good.
to do your accents?
I'm going to go on Drag Race UK vs. the World.
Oh, it's such a good time doing that there. I went to Juilliard School of Dance.
Out in the Juilliard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was at a lady named Julie just in her yards.
Yeah, I was in Julie's yard. Harvard yard. He's great.
I said that joke I can't remember who I was with, and I said it. I think it might have been with Marina and Le Grand Dame, and I said it. I thought it was the funniest thing, and they were like, "What?" I was like, "Juilliard, like the school, like the entertainment school, the school of Taz," and they did not get that I was just in Julie's yard down the road. And I
You
was like,
found
"Fuck
your
you."
audience for that joke, darling.
I really did. It really fucking really shat me, but thanks for appreciating it.
I
Um,
also sometimes am kept awake at night when I think I've said something funny and it hasn't gotten the response that I wanted. I'm like,
you gotta go around and find someone to really just make that laugh happen.
absolutely. It's Snatch Game all over again. I'm like, I think this is funny. Fuck you.
It's the worst when it's you're real sold on it, and then it's just. To be fair, they did fuck you up the ass with that bloody Bush
I was
celebrity
I'm a
get out
I'm
of
a
here shit.
Snatch celebrity, get me out of here or something. I was so into the set though. I was so
The
excited
set
that
was
we were on
cute.
like a set. I was like,
Yeah,
this is cute. I just wish that they'd changed the challenge a little bit.
yeah.
What about you, Miss Hannah? Are you like otherwise inclined or are you just a full-time crossy? Like, do you have other passionas?
I do want to dabble into the realm of musical theatre at some point,
Can you
which
sing? Have I
I
heard you
can.
sing?
I've got a couple of singles out there traipsing around.
Sorry,
No, it's all right. I didn't know you premiered your film already, so it's all
I mean,
good.
to be fair, etc. and Art also have a few singles out there. So.
Yeah, they do. They really do. But yeah, no, I don't know. I want to dabble into the musical theatre. I'd love. I'm writing a show with my brother at the moment,
Music,
which
yes,
is
because your
fun.
brother's also a famous
He's an
influencer.
influencer,
On that
yeah,
bloody
and
Jetstar ad that I get every like through few swipes.
oh, is it? Oh, you did
Is it
Jetstar thing.
Jetstar or Virgin? I don't know, but like
Virgin. It was
Virgin.
Virgin.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No, it's not me. It's just my brother. Yeah, we're doing that, but mostly I don't really have any other sort of little facets
I
of
mean,
what
musical
I do.
theater. What's your role that you want? What's your dream?
So I think my dream role at the moment is Stefan from Death Becomes Her, the assistant to Madeline Ashley.
Yes, Madeline Ashley,
Yeah.
Madison,
No,
Ashley
Madison Ashley.
Madison.
Sorry.
Yes, amazing, amazing.
Yeah, that's my current obsession, but open to anything. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really found myself drawn to anything the way that I was drawn to drag.
Yeah,
And I love that that's became my outlet. And
yeah.
I'm 15 years into it now, so I've really put a lot of eggs in the basket. And so I didn't do university. Did you do university?
Yeah, I did the film school and then I did 10 years in hospo.
Oh, wow.
But did you go because you've been around, but without making you've been around, Hannah.
Yeah,
Cut her
yeah.
down, count the ring.
Put
No,
her out to
you
pasture.
but you've been working professionally full time as a drag queen for a long time.
Yeah, about 10 years now, full time.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah. So
crazy.
it's when did you start doing drag?
I started 8 years ago, but then I really only went full time when I quit my job to try and do the film and this. So it was always a little bit like,
But you were very like I loved like when you'd pop up, it'd be a moment. You'd always like pop out
yeah,
for something, and it would be really like it'd take everyone's breath away because they're like, oh, she's back.
because I'm like, I'm not, I need time. Like, I need time to make it all perfect. And then I want to, because I think there are girlies that are just so sensational at that kind of the general work of drag, of
Yeah.
you can put them up on stage and they can have had a song for like 2 days and they just, like, vibes like that. Like,
Mm.
the theater that and that's not to say that she doesn't put in the shit ton of work as well, but she can just
Just a
make it,
different way
she just
of
makes it look effortless and you are so enthralled with her and it doesn't require all the kind of bips and bobs and blah, blah, blah. And it's, yeah, like it is something I just like aspire to. But for me, I'm like, I want to sit back and figure out what the little
you know
thing.
who's very similar to in that regard is like Vanity. Vanity's
I'd
very
love to be
much that.
compared.
Like your minds, I think, are very similar in terms of the way that you've got to have. It's all she gets. She, I think she called it like her creating like the potion or the spell or something, and she's got to get all the different elements.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you got to collect all the bits, and she won't do it until it's ready.
Yes, I do admire that about Vanity when she's
Yeah,
like so precise.
and it's really lovely to see because I love the number that you've done with the arms that you did at Halloween. That's pretty epic. There's just an attention to detail that's very signature to Lazy Susan,
Well,
and I love seeing it. It's just a mastermind. Were you like that as a kid?
yeah, I think so. I think it was always about, I loved doing things with the communal aspect of that sort of stuff. Like, and figuring out how to make something exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, with things like making a little film when I was 12, I was like, okay, to my friend Cameron, I was like, we're gonna make this medieval film. We're going to use this camera, like a little handy cam, and we're going to make all the costumes. So we're going to sew all the costumes for all like the chainmail and the cardboard armor and stuff. And it was very like, we need all of this, and we're going to invite everyone over on this Saturday and make sure we can shoot the whole thing and the battle scene. And we were like preparing for like months beforehand, just like making everything. And then we're going to do the behind the scenes interviews. It was all very like
How old are you?
12. So like it's such a faggots backstory. Like, okay, so Molly, you're going to be playing the peasant girl who comes through the uprising, and like they reject her at first because she's a young woman, but then she has the power to fight in the battle as well.
I love that. Were your parents encouraging or worried?
Very encouraging. This is the issue. My dad is like an actor, and he's actually, the film that I've written is written for my dad to be in.
Oh,
So like it's all come full circle. I'm gonna get my little Nepo moment where I get to be the villain in your film. And my mum was a theatre director, and so they were both like, "Oh yeah, of course,
yeah.
this is what it
So
is."
they encouraged it, and then were you bullied?
No,
Oh!
no, because I think when I got to year 7, like going to high school, my mum was like, "What school do you want to go to? Because we can try out a few." And she was like making eye contact, like, "It's your choice," knowing full well that like it could be really bad. And so we went and trialed at this school, which was like a community school, which is like up in the Sherbrooke Forest, if you've ever been where the Puffing Billy is. You've ever been to,
I'm gonna have to Google the Puffin Billy.
it's an old steam train that runs through the
Ah,
Lewis
okay.
rainforest.
I thought it was a euphemism.
Oh, there's a lot of puffing going up near the Billy. And there's our town wizard, and there's like tea shops, and it's very like wizardy. But that school was like really small, had no uniforms and no bells, and you called your teachers by their first name and revised the curriculum that you wanted to learn during your school year and that sort of
How
thing.
Montessori.
It was like cheap Montessori.
Love
It was like, yeah, because it was a mix of like art kids and then like full wrecked, like dropout kids. And we were all pushed in together.
Hey, it's a place to create and cut your teeth, really, isn't it?
Oh, totally. Like me and my friend were like, Bob, the principal, Bob, we'd like to have a meeting because the school drama teacher she's not here this year. So we're going to put on the musical. We're going to put on Nightmare Before Christmas. We need to make sure we get maths class off so we can go and work on the rehearsals. We need money for the sets and lights. And then he was like, I'm going to give you guys $12,000 and you're going to go and make the school musical and you guys are going to run everything. And we're like, thank you. We respect your good decision making, Bob.
I love that. I think it's so nice. Like this encouragement of creating something out of nothing.
It is like I think it's so much like I can't spell for shit and my geography is terrible and like just general life skills evade me at every turn. But I really think that school had everything to do with, well, yeah, you just got to do it. If you want to do something, you actually just have to do it. No one's going to come and do it for you. And that was they didn't have parent-teacher interviews or anything. They were just like, you have to present to your parents and your teachers what you've learned.
Yeah.
And tell them.
It puts the onus on us as well to be like, oh, you have to put in the effort so you have something to show.
Exactly. You're coming to the realization that you haven't learnt that much. Then you're like, oh, I fucked it, didn't I? It
Yeah.
didn't work for every kid, but it was really like good for movies.
Yeah, I love that. Being that the podcast is about loss,
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to know, Lazy Susan, what is a significant loss that you've experienced in your life that has made a mark on you to create this monster that we know as Lazy
Create
Susan?
I did go through a bit of, I was like, oh, what have I ever lost, Hannah? Obviously on the show I talked about losing my mum and I was like, I mean, it did happen, but it's also like, I don't know that there's much more to say there. But what I was going to say, like a seminal moment for drag specifically, and the kind of the pathway to going on Drag Race was that I had entered a drag competition called Dragnet here in Victoria at the Greyhound.
The Greyhound.
The Greyhound.
God.
Yay.
R.I.P. that bitch.
Pay your taxes, girls. And then I had entered this competition and then won that competition, like through some fluke. It was truly like I got voted out on the first week that I went in and didn't get through to the next round. Then I got brought back on Venue's Choice. You know how these like long form drag. If you're watching this at home and you don't know anything about this, there's a kind of like tradition in the world of drag of venues hosting these kind of like never-ending drag competitions
that run for weeks and
they
weeks.
Just run and run, and each week there's a different heat, and like, all the people in the heat like nowadays they get paid. Back then they wouldn't get paid. But they get in and then they bring all their friends to the venue on their heat. And then the venue gets the big spike in patronage. And then the next week they do it again and a whole new group of girls, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I won this competition just through complete and utter fluke as a newbie in the drag scene in Melbourne. Like it was already a bit like, who the fuck is this bitch? And then they were like, oh, and part of your prize is you compete in Drag Nation, which is the like national drag competition. And so I was like, okay, Drag Nation, yeah, I'm ready. And it was like happening in Victoria this time, which was exciting. And my predecessor, Miss Asia Buffet, had won it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, if she was your predecessor.
She had won the Drag Nation. I think about it, like, I know my year, Felicity Frappuccino was like involved in all the kind of machinations.
ins
But I
and
don't know.
outs. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they put on this big, like, 1 in a million, once in my lifetime. Yeah. Full drag comp. And my whole thing was that I got super focused on this idea that I was going to do a kind of infomercial before Mistress Isabel Brooks for this new like invention called the Glamtron 5000 that was essentially going to be like I like saw a trap of this like makeup machine that through the course of the lip sync performance was going to be like tearing me apart until eventually like we hit a crescendo and like I peel my face off and there's like blood and guts in it. I think it had really like this was the moment that really informed everything that came later for my drag because I focused so heavily on that, not on the lip sync, not on the effect and how it was going to be like properly pulled off. And so what I ended up conjuring for this, like how it should come together was that I was going to have this like silicone face mask thing tucked down my top that was like pre-smeared with blood and then at a kind of opportune moment press it to my face and then peel it off, putting the blood on my face and then peeling this like dummy face. When I went to turn around, my like top was so buttoned up that I couldn't actually get it. And so what resulted was me like back to audience, shuffling around for 30 seconds. And I was doing the most like B-side Christina Aguilera song, which is that V is for vanity.
Ah, that's a good one though. I'll give you that. Like B-side, yes, but a good one.
And so I'm like, V is for vanity. And then I finally get it out, press it, and it's so flop. Like everything about my performance was like the floppiest flop of a performance. And everyone was like, there you go, girl. You go, girl. And like, I came like seventh, and there's only 7 states and territories.
Oh, babes.
And it was,
babe.
and I was like, oh my God, congrats to Donna Dushme, who won.
Where is she now?
She won season 3 of Drag Race Donna. No.
Was it ISIS?
No.
Could you imagine she starts as Donna Douchery and it becomes ISIS Ages Lorette?
She was like, I mean, I don't know, it's a bit inappropriate. I'm going to call myself Isis instead. That's my... But I think for me, and it's significant only in the sense that it was like, every time I try and do a stunt or any, like a little gimmick or gag or something with a costume, it changed the way I was like, okay, you need to test this 3,000 times before it ever gets to a stage. You need to focus on the stagecraft of performing a gag instead of just executing it. I think that's so much so in like the kind of the technical world of like reveals and things. You can tell the girls that like know how to perform a reveal versus just doing the actual execution of getting it off their body. And yeah, so I was like, the next time I do those things, I have to really like finesse the process and be able to take it through into a true existence.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think it's a good lesson to learn for a lot of people, is that, but also giving things the time to fully see that idea through. And
yeah,
because sometimes I've done it many times. I'm like, I'm just going to do this and this and put it all together, and I go out and I'm like, nothing works. But there's an importance in that.
Yeah,
prepping yourself and getting yourself together,
it's
especially
so
if you're bottoming.
Well, it's so terrifying. That's the part of Drag Race that terrifies me the most, is the kind of uncontrollable moments, the like almost unpreparable moments.
Are you a control freak?
I am a Virgo.
I am
Like,
very Virgo.
yeah, like a Beyonce. But like this, I only want to control the things I care about.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if we're going out to brunch or whatever, you and me, Hannah, if we're going
Yeah.
out to brunch and you're like, I've got an idea where I'm going and this is what we're going to order and this is, I'm like, oh, great, let's do it. It's not like I
Yeah.
need to like, oh my God, no, I can only do this and I don't care, whatever. But if it's like a specific thing that I really like care about, I can't help but be like, no, it's got to be like
Yeah,
this.
that's I
Sorry.
think that's natural.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
it's
think
not
that's a bad
natural,
thing.
but I think it's like the artist's way.
They are, that's true. But it's your passion. It's what you do, and it's a credit to you because the things that you create, like the all those videos that you made through Drag Race for all your looks, like they are so sensational. And did you direct them as well?
So I did like a whole series for the hello viewer and listener, a whole series of these things called like Lazy TV, which was like, what if there was a TV channel that was all Lazy Susan all the time and you were watching at 3 in the morning and each look was like represented by a different shitty TV show or preview that was on that channel. So yeah, each week I'd put out like the look and then a little excerpt from like this parallel universe where you're watching Lazy TV.
Oh, so good. But that's and I see now the journey from your silicone face mask through to that.
Yeah, no, it truly is. I'm like, oh God. It's like I think those moments of I don't know, like losing is such an interesting concept because it's. I think some people have losing mentality and some people have a winning mentality, and I consider myself to have a real loser's mentality. Um, in the sense that I'm like, I don't expect to win. I'm like kind of overwhelmed if I do win, and it's not really like I want to win. I'm not crazy, but like when it happens, I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, yeah, shit, I was not expecting that. Whereas there are girls that are like pedigree horses. Max Drag Queen is a really good example of someone with a winner's mentality. Like to her,
Yeah.
nothing is good enough until it's like the top, the victory.
Mm.
And that yeah, I think it's an interesting idea of like, how does losing feel?
Yeah, that's so fascinating because it is so true. I think I'm very similar to you in
Mm,
how I don't operate from a place of I am going to win. I am winning. Like I operate, it would be nice. I'm
yeah,
going to do my best,
yeah.
but it doesn't make or break me.
I think you obviously couldn't have this podcast if you didn't have that mentality, because the whole thing, you need to be able to talk about it and revisit it. But like,
Yeah.
you have, like, through not sweating this idea of, oh, if I lose, I'm suddenly a loser or that's like the end of me. Like by never falling into that, that's not the optics on who Hannah Conda is.
Yeah.
Instead, the public views you as the best fun, good time gal who loves to laugh, who's like fabulous and looks amazing.
Aw,
Well,
thanks,
that's my
bitch.
point of view. I
Well,
think truly it's like you are like one of the breakout divas of the whole Down Under franchise. Like you have elevated the whole thing. And I will
thank
say,
you.
listeners, when we, and this is not for you, Hannah, I'm just talking to your listeners.
Okay, yeah, go. Let's talk to the kids. My cooks, my little
Oh, I thought you
fish.
were drinking. I was very proud of you for a second. No, but I was, when me and the girlies, like Vibe and Freya and I and Max all went to the UK, one of the best things about going to DragCon UK was spending time with Miss Hannah Conda, because I didn't know you particularly well. I think we had one or two interactions in passing, but you were so like incredibly kind and showing us the ropes of this. You knew a lot more about the UK, obviously, because you'd spent time there. And you were just so generous with that. And you really just took us in, and it was really lovely. And I've never heard anyone say any differently.
You just haven't spoken to the right people.
Yeah, well, I know, right? Where's the rotted cunt
No, but
story?
it's such a dream, and I think like for me that was such a great time in the UK because it was like you all were just so excited. It was nice to see you all there representing, and because yeah, it's fun to do drag race and do all that, but I'm very much of the mentality that like one of us can't rise, we all got to try and lift each other up and
Well,
enjoy it
right.
together because it's so boring if you're on your own. Like,
No.
why would you do
Yeah.
that?
And it's, yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like you see that kind of like lonely girl mentality. It's like it's real lonely at the top. And
And
I
I've
think
seen it. I've seen it happen to so many of them.
it's really, yeah, it's not it. And
No,
also the T is like we're down under. So it's like we're like
people.
the most sneered at like franchise of all of these franchises.
Did
And
you
so
feel the love though there?
oh my God, yes. I
Good.
think people, and that's the thing, once the dust settles, I think people get so animated during a season of Drag Race, which I love. It's amazing. I was one of those people. But when the dust settles and you're just left with all the toys that you got from that experience, like all the new divas you have to think about, like people chill out and they're just like, oh, I love you. I miss you, your energy on TV. And I think that's been the thing about Down Under is that even though it's had this kind of storied public experience, like in the way it's spoken about in the fandom, I think people also like, I love these girls though. They're lovely girls by and large.
Yeah, and it was incredible. Your season was in particular very refreshing. It was
Oh,
so
that was the
nice.
question for
Yeah,
you.
go. Yeah,
Because
go.
you came in, you visited us.
I did.
How much, okay, to walk me through the, like, as much as you can,
Yeah.
the day, like what you wake up, you're in the
I wake up.
hotel,
Yeah.
like you, and then do they take you to lunch? Do you see Michelle beforehand? Do you drop in, like, what's happening?
Yeah, so I think from my memory is I got there the night before
Yeah.
and checked in, did all that, and then they had me up. I think they were picking me up at 12 or 1.
Oh,
Or something like that. So
that
because
is
you
so
obviously
glam.
it was very glam, which is but you because you guys have to do all your interviews
Yeah.
and get the day prepared and whatever, and obviously you had to get the challenge. So there was all that kind of stuff that had to go on. Anyway, I get there. Originally, what I was meant to be doing, I think I can talk about it. I don't really. It's fine. There was gonna.
Exclusive.
Oh yeah, oh exclusives on the show. So when I got to set, I originally was told that I was going to be directing a scene between with all of you, and it was going to be me and Reese directing together.
Yes, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and there was a script, and apparently that was sent in and
Was
got
this,
nixed.
yes, was it the, oh God, I don't know how much, but no, because they don't, I don't know how I would know this, but I'd heard that it was meant to be the H2O just had,
H2O.
yeah.
Yes, it was meant
Oh
to be
my God.
mermaids. Yeah, and I thought that was fabulous, and I was like, this is going to be really camp. Like it was such a cool little
Yeah.
skit, and I was like, this is really fun. I got to set, and they're like, we actually don't know. We're not sure what you're going to do today. And I was like, cool.
Amazing.
And so there was like a toss up of either I just don't do anything or
Turn around and go home.
yeah, see ya, thanks for coming. But then they said no, we're gonna get you to do a walkthrough with Michelle, and that's what ended up happening,
Yeah.
which is what was I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then I got to run around and terrorize you while you were all getting ready.
Did. Yes.
I
She
was like banging
standing-
on the mirrors, going ee, which they were like, come away, and I'm like, no.
It must have been so much like going back to like your high school and you're friends with all the teachers now and like everyone's stressed about exams and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah. Have you seen the show? Was it Adults? Have you seen the show Adults?
No.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus. It's like about these like 20 somethings in New York City. And one of the characters goes back into our high school just doing I was just in the area. That's what it very much felt like. She walks in, she goes and gives advice and stuff. I'm like, that was literally what I felt like I was doing.
I think that's how Anita Wiglet got on that episode.
Yeah, probably. What episode was she in?
She was a judge on the
Oh, yeah,
roast
she was a
episode.
judge.
But
Yeah.
it was they had a guest judge who had to pull out at the last minute because she couldn't find her passport allegedly, and so they were like, "Anita, you're up the road. Would you come?"
Yeah, come in quick.
And the
Would you
night before, we had to throw out all our jokes and start writing new jokes that were about Anita.
I
Thankfully,
really want to know
so
who it
easy.
was.
It was, you won't know. It was Zoe Tarakis.
Oh, no, yeah, no, Zoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoe probably had to go and film
Nine
Marvel
Perfect Strangers. Yeah, that's it. They're in that show with Shea Coulee
on the Marvel.
on the Marvels. But I had this amazing joke that I didn't get to use, which was, in case you don't know, Zoe Tarakis was in Nine Perfect Strangers, which incidentally, so was Reese Nicholson.
I love that.
That was what, thanks, Anita Wiglet.
Yeah, fucking ruining the jokes. Bloody hell. Imagine if they got Urian to come and do the roast. Yeah. I'd
Throw a
love
chicken
that.
at it.
Yeah. It should have been triggered, poor thing. But it was really nice coming and seeing you all. I've been on 3 seasons of Drag Race. In 3 seasons of Drag Race, I've always been the one to have the dead mum talk.
Oh, there you go.
It was nice. Thank you for not bringing it on today.
I know. Oh God, anytime you want. No, I really should have. I should have just. But what on the UK one? Who broke their chair?
Oh, Scarlet Envy. Yeah, Scarlet Envy fell through the chair in the middle of me talking to Tia about her mum passing
Incredible.
away. And
Incredible.
it was one of those moments that it happened, and we were in such a zone. And then bang, she fell, and I just could not stop laughing. And then I'm like, okay, reset. And Tia's like, and me mum died. And I'm like,
You're like, Tia, I just want to say, I'm not laughing about the
"Ah."
chair. I'm laughing about your
Oh, yeah,
mum
your mum
dying.
dying,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Do
funny. Say it again.
do you find humor has saved yourself through these like moments in your life?
Oh my God, yes. It's really funny because like me and my sister are that's our love language is a joke and a laugh. And
Yeah,
so, it was obviously, it's the worst time in my life. Awful, awful.
yeah,
But that also didn't mean that we didn't do bits and do the
yeah.
little jokes and things like that. And it was just, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine going to a funeral and people not making little jokes and things about like a kind of loving remembrance of a person.
Yeah, because it's a big part of our storytelling
Yes. And I
as
think it's
people.
where like that super Irish sensibility of it's very dark humor. And I think like me and my sister used to spend so much time hanging shit on my mum as like when she was alive that it just would seem crazy not to do that when she
Which,
died. Yeah.
yeah, so you're still hanging stuff on it?
Yeah, oh
Have you
my
just got
God.
to put it propped up?
Yeah, exactly. No, now she literally, the rigor mortis set in, we can hang whatever we want on her.
It's really strong, actually.
It's incredible what the body can do. No, but it was really interesting because when you go into Drag Race with that sensibility, and I always like give a lot of credence to Miss Michelle Visage because I think she really quickly clocked that I wasn't a not woo woo, that's disrespectful, but I'm not a spiritual god like up in heaven type person.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm
And
not a woo-woo kind of girl.
I'm not down for all that
All
blah
that
blah.
woo.
I think Drag Race often like will like default to this. I think like your mom would be really proud of you and
Yeah.
she's looking down on you. Whereas my thing is always like my mom isn't looking down on me. She's in a box in my sister's house. Like that's she's dead. I'm like and that's okay. I'm an atheist. That's just how I think. I don't
Yeah.
think of like I think that the spiritual stuff is so much of my behavior and so much of the way I think about the world is because of my mom. And like,
Yeah.
she's 1,000% here in me, in my behavior, but she's not sitting on a fucking cloud. And so when Michelle would speak to me about the dead mum of it all, particularly in the last episode, I was like, oh, like, she's not your mum. And I was like, yeah, she died. And she's like, one dead mom, how about two, bitch? I lost my adoptive mother and my original mother. And I was like, she gets it. She knows the talk.
She understand,
Yeah,
and like
she.
you said, like your mum's gonna be like at the bottom.
I'm looking down on you like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Hello, pop it out of a little box.
Yeah, yeah. Although she is just now, so. Yeah, she's here with us today, Michelle.
Oh my god! If you did that, I would have died. Oh my god, you choked me. That is so good.
Michelle just with
Come
ash on her
on.
face. I just think it's really important. And she'd have
She
loved it.
comes, she loves drag.
She always wanted to be on Drag Race for the makeover challenge.
But I do have to ask, I've been asking everyone at the end of the episodes, from the things that you've losses you've experienced, your silicone face mask and all that drama, what's something that you've found?
What have I found? It's the friends we made along the way. I think losing it doesn't actually exist. It's just an idea. So it's like when you realize that you win everything. That's so cheesy, but I really believe that. I'm like,
I've never heard that. Now my podcast is all over. This is the final episode. Thanks, everybody.
but
Doesn't
like,
exist.
it is relative. I like the concept of losing is just
Yeah.
an opinion. And if there are no witnesses, did you really lose? Kill everyone that witnessed you losing and you've not lost. Once you let go of the idea that you could lose or that you have lost, because that did happen, but it's like I'm not sitting around thinking about the loss of Drag Nation apart from what it gave me as a performer.
Oh, babes, I think you really hit the nail on the head. I'm going to have to rewatch this and quote you on that. We have to put that quote on a t-shirt. Kill all those people that think you've lost and that never really existed. I
I
love that.
didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Yeah.
I think that's an absolutely perfect way to finish.
I think you got to always ask the question, who lost for Best Actress in 1961?
And I'll tell you.
And
It
Like,
wasn't me.
no one can tell you that information because it's lost to time. No one, no, it's impossible to know that
Did
information.
you actually lose time if you don't believe in loss?
Exactly.
Oh my God, this is a rabbit hole. This is gonna keep me up at night tonight, Lazy Susan. I tell you, you dog. But
Oh,
Lazy
well,
Susan,
thank you for
thank
having me,
you.
Hannah.
No, thank you for being a part of my show and being here with me. It's been an absolute joy and a dream. I think you've posed more questions that I'm gonna have to think about in my life than I was
Mm.
anticipating on having on a Wednesday evening. But
Well, you got your
I
Kirk solo, you got time.
I think I'm gonna go have to get some hardcore liquor and some heroin now. So I
You got the outfit for it, darling.
gotta be out in the street. Got some heroin.
That's right.
But where can the people find you? Where do you want me to direct the people?
Okay, listener, viewer,
Listen.
I would like you to go to listen to my podcast, Death to Everyone, which Hannah will have to have you on when you're down in Melbourne sometime. It's me and Zelda Moon, my drag sister, talking about the end of the world and what we'd like to save in our doomsday bunker. And you can also follow me on socials on Instagram. It's Ms. Lazy Susan, and it's the same on TikTok. Or on Stan, watch the Stan original series Bump. I play Bump.
No spoilers. Oh, fucking hell, Lazy Susan. Love you very much. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Oh, thank you for being a friend going down the road and back again, Miss Hannah.
Oh, you're a dream face. All right, my friends, we'll be back. Oh, my friends, one episode. I told you it's a bloody laugh, right? I could not stop laughing. She had me on the floor. And what a bloody good human being she is. And like I said, I think Lacey has left me with more questions about the earth and about life and about loss than I think I had to begin with. I thought I had a good grasp of it, but it turns out maybe I don't. Turns out maybe I am a little bit. I've still got learning to do. Well, life is a journey and the learning is never done. Let's be real about that. I honestly thank you so much, Lazy Susan, for being a part of the show. Thank you for being my guest. I hope you all enjoyed listening to Lazy's stories and her moments, but honestly, brought me a lot of joy. But before we go today, it is time to do a little bit of healing hands. I use the power of Reiki that I have charged myself with from doing a course of Reiki. I can do hands-on healing. I cannot do the remote healing technically, but I've decided that with the podcast I can actually do remote healing. People have sent in some questions and queries and concerns. I'm going to try and answer them for you. Let's have a look. We've got Q500s has asked, would you ever be willing to take in any drag children? Short answer for that one is no, I will not. I do not want to have drag children. I do not like the idea of having drag children. It is not for me, never has been, never will be. I love being a cool drag auntie though. I like being the one that you can come to for advice. I'm always open book. Like I'm here, ready to go. We'll talk about anything. But I don't want to raise you. That is not my vibe at all. And I don't think I'd be a very good mum. I'd be a very absent mum. And I don't feel that I want to be that mum. If I was going to be a mum, I want to be present. And I just don't think that I would be a very good drag mum, but a cool drag auntie. So if you want to come and have a cigarette behind the sports shed with me, yeah, I'll do that. And I'll give you all the love in the world, but I will give you back to your own mother. You will not be my child. Next question. Oh, this one's a good one. The best remedy for gout. So for those of you that don't know out there, I did have gout. I've had gout twice now. It's quite, it's the aristocracy used to get gout. Apparently it's like an arthritis. I got my gout in my foot, in my right foot to be specific, and it's like an inflammation. It's an arthritis. It's an acid that builds up in between your joints, and it's not very fun. It's actually quite painful, and it comes along from drinking like certain things or eating lots of rich food and overindulging, which I didn't think I was doing, but apparently according to my body I was. I think my trigger is beer, actually, because I got gout the last time from drinking beer. It came on a day after having a night on the beers, darling. And my remedy for it is that it's like ice packs. I put Rappy Gel. There's this thing called Rappy Gel, which I've used. It's a gel that you can get from the pharmacy, but it's actually used to help with animals, like horses and dogs. It's like a anti-inflammatory gel for horses and dogs and animals and all this shit. But you can get it for yourself. And I've been using that on my back and on my shoulder, and I put it on my foot for my gout, and it actually worked an absolute treat. Rappi Gel. That's what you want. Rapigel, Rappi Gel. And there's something called Pro Gout that you can get from, which sounds like you're encouraging the gout, but it's called Pro Gout, which you can get from the chemist, which helps with your gout to go down. So for those of you that are suffering with gout, there's two of my little remedies. Plus, also just like keeping your foot elevated, and don't wear heels because that is a absolute nightmare. But I hope that helps. What a good way to end on gout. But I love you guys. Thank you so much again for listening. You've been an absolute joy and a dream to have on board with the show. Thank you to Lazy Susan again for being my guest. But for now, I'm going to leave you. Have a fabulous week. Look after yourselves. Be safe, be fabulous, be you. Be the best you that you can be. Because when you find your magic, you'll be set free. Ow! And that, you can quote me because I wrote those lyrics. But I love you all. Thank you so much. And I'll see you very soon with another episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It. Bye, everybody!